We have a lot to discuss tonight because I just want to start this off for having a moment of silence for all of the critics that said Caitlin was going to be washed. Caitlin wasn't going to be Caitlin. And boy, oh boy, she coming back for revenge. This is going to be a revenge tour of a lifetime, bro. Of a damn lifetime.
17 points, 12 assists, 4 three-pointers, and she did it all in just 19 minutes. But the numbers only tell part of the story, because the real moment happened when Caitlin Clark stepped onto the floor for the first time. That's when everything changed. Team USA was already moving the ball well against Senegal in their opening game of the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Americans are the #1 ranked team in the world. Senegal came in ranked 25. So on paper, this game was supposed to be comfortable for the United States. But before the game even tipped off, fans noticed something interesting. Caitlin Clark was not in the starting lineup. Instead, the starters were Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray, Derica Hamby, Angel Reese, and Jackie Young. Clark began the game on the bench. Then halfway through the first quarter, Clark checked in. And almost immediately, you could see the difference. Within minutes, she had already scored 5 points. She added 4 assists. And suddenly, the pace of the offense looked completely different.
Caitlin Clark on the move, over to Billings. Billings on the left-hand side, off the glass. Been just under a minute and a half left to go in the first. Billings up to Clark. Clark takes her first shot. And it's a 3, and it is good.
The ball moved faster, and the floor looked more open. And Senegal's defense suddenly had a new problem to deal with. By the end of the first quarter, Team USA had already built a 17-point lead, 28-11. Clark had 5 points and 4 assists in just over 5 minutes. The game was already starting to break open. The second quarter only made the gap wider. Team USA's offense caught fire. At halftime, the score was 59-19. The Americans were shooting 70% from the field, 71% from 3. And right in the middle of that offensive explosion was Caitlin Clark.
Let's watch. Let's watch what Caitlin Clark did to Senegal. Let's watch this right now. Because this right here was sensational. Caitlin Clark went into this game motivated, activated, and with a mission and a plan. And the plan was to seek and destroy and regain my momentum back. Caitlin Clark showed us today that no matter what anybody says, ignore the haters, shake them all off. Come in ready to work and ready to dominate. Let's check out this clip, bro.
She is the Plum, hands it right back, and Clark off the Billings screen, gets it into Monique Billings. And that's how we call that
5 players at a time.
Hockey subs.
Hockey subs.
8 points, 8 assists, already flirting with a double-double in her very first game with the senior national team. But what stood out wasn't just the stats. It was the way the offense flowed when Clark was running it. Her passing stretched the defense. Her shooting range pulled defenders far away from the basket. And every time she touched the ball, the floor felt bigger. The third quarter continued the same way. Team USA refused to slow down. The defense forced turnovers. The offense kept pushing the pace. By the end of the third quarter, the score was 82-36. Clark had already piled up 12 assists. She was completely controlling the tempo of the game. Meanwhile, frustration was building for Senegal. Their head coach, Cheikh Sarr, was ejected after picking up back-to-back technical fouls.
Ivan, you can see how she has a little bit of a tough time getting that one done. There's a technical foul called on Coach Sarr, the head coach of Senegal, upset, I think, with the no call there, and he gets his first technical of the game. And his second technical of the game.
Nothing seemed to slow Team USA down. Their defense forced 20 turnovers. Their offense kept knocking down shots, and by the time the final whistle sounded, the scoreboard told the full story. Team USA 110, Senegal 46. A 64-point victory to open the tournament. Clark finished with 17 points and 12 assists in just 19 minutes. Every field goal she made came from beyond the three-point line. 4 for 5 from deep. She also went a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line. It was her first international double-double, and it came in her very first appearance with the senior Team USA roster. Atlanta Dream guard Ryan Howard led all scorers with 21 points. Angel Reese added 6 points and 8 rebounds. But the moment many fans will remember from this game was when Clark entered the floor for the first time, because from that point forward, the offense looked different, faster, more dangerous, more unpredictable. That's the effect Caitlin Clark brings to a team. Her shooting stretches the defense, her passing creates easy baskets, and the tempo of the game speeds up the moment she touches the ball. This tournament is only just beginning. Team USA still has games coming up against Puerto Rico, Italy, New Zealand, and Spain. But if tonight showed anything, it's that Caitlin Clark is going to be a huge part of what this team does moving forward. And if you're still watching, drop Clark17 in the comments so I know you made it to the end. But I want to hear your opinion. Did Team USA's offense actually look different when Caitlin Clark entered the game, or do you think this was just a blowout where everything was working? Let me know what you think in the comments. Caitlin Clark just exploded in her Team USA debut. 17 points, 12 assists, 4 3-pointers, all in just 19 minutes. But here's the part that surprised everyone. Caitlin Clark didn't start the game, she came off the bench. And before we even go further, I want to ask you something. Should Caitlin Clark be starting for Team USA? Drop your answer in the comments right now, yes or no. Because after what just happened in this game, that debate is about to get loud. Now here's how this whole thing unfolded. Team USA opened the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament in San Juan, Puerto Rico against Senegal. The United States entered the game ranked number 1 in the world. Senegal came in ranked 25. But even with that gap, the biggest storyline before the game wasn't the rankings. It was Caitlin Clark making her first appearance with the senior Team USA squad. This was Clark's long-awaited debut with the national team, and it came after an injury-affected WNBA season where she played only 13 games. When the starting lineup was announced, fans immediately noticed something. Clark wasn't in it. Team USA started Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray, Darica Hamby, Angel Reese, and Jackie Young. Clark began the game on the bench, and that decision instantly caught people's attention, because this isn't just any player. This is Caitlin Clark, one of the most talked about players in the entire sport. But halfway through the first quarter, Clark checked into the game, and the moment she stepped onto the floor, everything changed. Within minutes, she had already scored 5 points. She delivered 4 assists, and Team USA's offense suddenly looked faster and more dangerous.
Just under a minute and a half left to go in the first. Billings up to Clark. Clark takes her first shot, and it's a 3, and it is good. Caitlin Clark on the move, over to Billings. Billings on the left-hand side, off the glass.
By the end of the first quarter, the Americans already had a 17-point lead. Senegal struggled to find any rhythm. Team USA's defense was forcing turnovers and shutting down nearly every good look. The second quarter only widened the gap. At halftime, the score was 59-19. The United States was shooting 70% from the field, 71% from 3. And right in the middle of that dominance was Caitlin Clark. 8 points, 8 assists, already on double-double watch in her very first Team USA game. The second half didn't slow down either. Clark continued orchestrating the offense. She kept finding open shooters, and every time she pulled up from deep, the defense had to respect it. By the end of the third quarter, the score was 82-36. Clark already had 12 assists. Meanwhile, frustration was boiling over for Senegal. Their head coach, Cheikh Sarr, was ejected after receiving back-to-back technical fouls.
Even you can see how she has a little bit of a tough time getting that one done. There's a technical foul called on Coach Sarr, the head coach of Senegal, upset, I think, with the no call there, and he gets his first technical of the game. And his second technical of the game.
Nothing seemed to slow Team USA down. Their defense forced 20 turnovers. Their offense couldn't miss. By the final whistle, the scoreboard told the whole story. Team USA 110, Senegal 46, a 64-point victory to open the tournament. Clark finished with 17 points and 12 assists in just 19 minutes. Every field goal she made came from beyond the three-point line, 4 for 5 from deep.
Paige finds herself down low, kicks it out to Caitlin Clark. Clark puts it up and nothing but net.
She also went a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line, her first international double-double, and it came in her very first game with the senior national team. Atlanta Dream guard Ryan Howard led all scorers with 21 points. Angel Reese added 6 points and 8 rebounds. But the biggest story of the night wasn't just the final score, it was what happened when Caitlin Clark stepped on the floor, because the offense instantly looked different, faster, more spaced, more explosive. Which brings us back to the question that started before the game even tipped off. Why isn't Caitlin Clark starting for Team USA? Maybe the coaching staff is managing her minutes after injuries. Maybe they want to ease her back into full competition. Or maybe they're simply experimenting with different lineups during these qualifiers. But when a player can produce 17 points and 12 assists in less than 20 minutes, it's hard not to notice. So now the conversation begins. Should Caitlin Clark be starting for Team USA? Or do you think bringing her off the bench is the right move right now? Let me know in the comments. And if you're still watching, drop Clark17 in the comments so I know you made it all the way through. But seriously, should Caitlin Clark be starting for Team USA? Or is the bench role the right decision for now?
Look like many baseball fans is not feeling the Caitlin Clark effect, not feeling the news ESPN just did. Now, I'm going to be very optimistic with this story, meaning that I'm somebody that covered Caitlin Clark for the last 2.5, almost 3 years, and judging off the state of the WNBA right now, judging off the state of women's basketball right now, I have to keep it real. I think ESPN is making a brutal mistake.
The leaked footage wasn't supposed to change anything. It was just practice. No national broadcast, no prime time slot, no roaring crowd. But within hours, clips started circulating, and the reaction was immediate. Because this wasn't Caitlin Clark fitting in. This was Caitlin Clark taking over. And if what happened in that gym carries into the next USA game, everything shifts. Let's break this down properly. Not hype, not headlines, just what the footage actually shows.
Sometimes things are so simple but create controversy without any context. And that is the case with the ESPN decision to roll out its women's sports Sundays this summer in place of Sunday Night Baseball. But, you know, for many people, they're missing the point a little bit. The easy reaction comes because it's like America's pastime, baseball, bros, women's sports, virtue signaling. You know, like you could argue, I suppose, that the branding, you know, women's sports Sundays, that all-encompassing branding could be taken that way, but isn't it okay that women's sports get a showcase? So I don't really see the problem.
First possession clip. Clark brings the ball up against full pressure. No hesitation. She signals the set before the defense is even organized. 2 dribbles left. Hard change of pace. Kick to the corner. Immediate relocation to the wing. Catch. Release. Splash. No celebration, no extra motion. Just jog back on defense. That's not rookie energy. That's command.
It's going to look like Caitlin Clark continues to put these WNBA players on notice. Guys, we got a lot to talk about in this one. So if you guys didn't hear yesterday, it came out that WNBA teams, for the first time in league history, will be awarded $8 million per team because they finally got enough money to pass around. Now, that is simply because of one player and one player only. That is Caitlin Clark.
And command is what veterans respond to. Watch the body language in the clip. Teammates aren't correcting her. They aren't waving her off. They're moving with her. That tells you everything. Normally, when a young star joins Team USA, there's a phase. You defer. You space. You learn the rhythm. You don't disrupt the hierarchy. In this footage, that phase doesn't exist.
The single most famous basketball player under the age of 35 years old is Caitlin Clark. The 3 most famous basketball players right now are 41-year-old LeBron James and then 37, 38-year-old Steph and KD. Anthony Edwards, Luka, Jokic, Giannis, those guys have not ascended to that level, and that is the major issue facing the league.
Then there's the clip everyone keeps replaying. She's standing nearly 5 feet behind the arc in practice, and the defender still steps up. That's gravity. That's not reputation. That's fear of range. The moment she crosses half court, the spacing changes. You can literally see it. The weak side defender creeps higher. The help defense shades early. The paint opens. One swing pass later, wide open finish at the rim. She didn't even touch the ball on that scoring play, but she created it. That's dominance without usage. That's bending coverage. And she's doing it against elite players.
Only watching Caitlin Clark. Forget about the rest of the team. We all know who everybody's here for. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We all know who everybody's here for. Number 17. Number 17. Hey, Nike. I'm telling you this right now, Nike. You better get something ready for that 17. You better be in the lab cooking for that number 17 over here on this Team USA. She's pretty good. This is number 17. She's pretty darn good.
That's not normal. Then there's the moment that really stands out. Scrimmage segment, clock running, defense forces a late shot, ball hits rim, loose rebound, Clark dives. In practice, on hardwood, surrounded by veterans, weeks before a major game. That's tone-setting behavior. She pops up, pushes tempo immediately, threads a bounce pass through traffic. Lay up. The bench reaction isn't surprise, it's recognition. They know what that means. This isn't someone hoping to contribute. This is someone forcing impact. Now zoom out, because the footage itself is one thing. The reaction to it is another. Within hours, media accounts amplified it. Former players commented, analysts reshared clips, and the conversation shifted from can she handle international play to how do you contain this?
Let's see some of the hoops. We've been waiting a long time for this, haven't we?
Oh, got you.
Uh-oh. We got the pull-up. Skirt. Step back. Oh, there it is. A signature move. USA basketball, they already know. That's Caitlin Clark's signature move.
That's a different energy, and it matters heading into the next USA game on March 11th, because expectations just changed. Here's the deeper layer. Practice dominance doesn't always translate, but competitive habits do. Tempo control, spacing gravity, decision speed. Those things carry. And in this footage, her processing speed stands out. She isn't reacting. She's dictating. That's the difference between a scorer and a system driver. Team USA doesn't just need scoring. They need someone who can manipulate defenses without over-dribbling. That's what these clips show. Now ask the bigger question, why does this matter beyond one scrimmage? Because roster hierarchy is fluid. Minutes are earned. And nothing accelerates earning minutes like visible command. If the coaching staff sees what everyone else is seeing in those clips, the rotation tightens around her. And if that happens in the March 11th game, the narrative flips permanently from exciting young addition to core piece. That's a different tier. There's also a psychological shift happening. Opponents are watching the same footage. They're seeing deep range, quick release, no hesitation. That forces scouting adjustments before the game even starts. And when scouting adjustments start early, spacing opens even more. It becomes self-reinforcing. Compare this to her debut. In that game, she looked composed, controlled, integrated. In practice, she looks assertive. That's escalation. And escalation is what fans feel. That's why this leaked footage is circulating the way it is. It doesn't feel like repetition. It feels like acceleration. And here's the most important part. This wasn't staged. No camera crew, no broadcast angle, no dramatic edit. Just gym footage. Raw environments reveal habits. And the habit we saw was control, intensity, and leadership cues. March 11th is no longer just another USA game, it's a pressure point. If she replicates even 70% of what we saw in that gym, the conversation around Team USA shifts again. And if she exceeds it, we're not talking about development anymore. We're talking about dominance. This is how momentum builds, not with one viral moment, but with visible progression, debut, reaction, practice takeover, next game. That's the arc. And right now, she's ahead of schedule. The leaked footage didn't just show skill, it showed authority. And authority changes expectations. If you're still watching, drop March 11th in the comments.